Let me ask you a question, Paula, and I'm not going to remember what this is. Somebody said you had a situation with somebody somewhere where somebody said, Jimmy, you need to get Paula on your podcast stat to tell this story. What is that story? Do you know what I'm talking about? Something you said. Were we at a restaurant or something?
The Alan Rickman story?
It must be Alan Rickman. All right, so walk us through it.
It's a long story.
Great. We got nothing but time.
We got nothing time. You came early. We took an early break specifically for this story.
I can't believe I came out of the kitchen for this. All right, so, okay.
You get tight. Yeah, by the way, you know how to tighten it up. If you need to tighten it up, tighten it up.
I met Alan Rickman once.
All right, now, for those that don't know who Alan Rickman is, that was very tight. That's the story?
This is very tight.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad that guy told me to bring this up.
Yeah, this is good.
He was the fellow, did he play Snape?
Snape,
He played Snape. This was years before that.
This is prior to Snape.
Was this,
this is pre-Snape.
Was this even before Die Hard?
No, it was post Die Hard,
Okay.
pre-Snape.
Somewhere between the two.
He's what was a terrific character actor.
Yeah.
Very distinctive look.
So
Hans Gruber.
I was out at with some friends in New York. It was a couple, and the woman was very, very famous. I don't want to tell who it was because I feel like.
Well, don't you think? I think that's part of the story. I think you have to say who it is.
Do I?
I do. I think it's part of the painting the picture as to what's about to happen.
Okay, so it was Mary Tyler Moore and her husband. Okay, so I'm correct. That is a very famous person.
Yeah, that is.
I would arguably
as
say
famous.
maybe the greatest sitcom actress of all time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go that high with this.
Very high. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
unless it's a different Mary Tyler Moore?
No, it was.
It is that
Mary
one.
Tyler Moore.
Okay. All right.
So we had gone to dinner at this restaurant, and while we were sitting there, Billy Joel walks in, and him and his friends sit at the table right beside us, and we couldn't help make note of the fact that these were two really famous people. And famous for good reasons.
Right.
So we kind of laughed about that. We introduced ourselves because their table was right beside ours.
Can I ask you a question? How do you feel in that scenario? I mean, you're famous in your own right.
Oh, no,
but
I
you're
wasn't
not
one of the famous people.
Right.
No.
But do you feel like, are you fanning out a little bit? Are you
Yes,
just, okay.
absolutely.
All right. Okay, very good.
Then, as we're sitting there chit-chatting, Alan Rickman comes in.
Okay.
And Alan Rickman comes in with a bunch of people. And we're like, wow. I mean, that is, but everybody at our tables is like, who is that guy? I know who that guy is. Who is he? And, okay, so this story does not reflect well on me, by the way. It's very brave of me to tell it.
All right.
So I say, I'll go ask him. And I jump up. And because even before that, people are like, "Oh, he's in Die Hard." I never saw Die Hard, and I'm like, he was in Sense and Sensibility, and we all knew his work. We just couldn't think of his name.
When we say we all, you're with Mary Tyler Moore, her husband. Billy Joel's part of the conversation.
Yeah,
like all of you are going, "Who the f is that guy?"
Right, and so I say, I think it's an easy solution. I'll go ask him.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And I jump up, and I think I'm a few feet away before I sort of hear them going, no, don't do that. And now I think somewhere in my embarrassment about that I'm so gauche, I thought, you know what, I just kept going. I had some momentum. I just kept going. It was one bad decision after the other. So I walk over to the table, and it's a big, long table. It's got a lot of people with him, a bunch of women sitting right near him. And he's sitting at the head of the table, and he's talking. And so I walk over, but I don't interrupt. I'm just standing there, which is interruptive. But I didn't say, hey, because I didn't know his name. I couldn't. So he's talking, and clearly he knows I'm standing there, right? And he's not turning to me, which is deeply humiliating. So I'm like melting into the floor. And now I'm a nervous wreck. Because I realize that I've done something stupid for one thing, and I'm wishing that I could take it back, but I'm in a pickle socially.
You can't, and you can't just walk back because that would be even weirder.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If you give up, you go back.
Right. And I was trying to, I had this idea that it was such an easy, like, oh, they're too shy to do it, but I'll do it, right? Which is so weird because I am really shy. But anyways, there I'm standing. And I can tell that he knows I'm standing there, and he's talking, and he's not turning his head in my direction, and it's just getting worse. Finally, he stops, and he looks up at me in that Alan Rickman way. And I don't think he actually said what, but it was something like, he didn't need to. And
Oh, no.
And I took my shovel and began to dig the hole deeper.
To hear the whole conversation, subscribe for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, or visit nevernotfunny.com.